In this video, I will talk about Newton's second law. So, um, the law goes under an equation, which is f, the vector f equals ma, in which this is, of course, force, and also the unit is Newton. This is the mass, and units kilograms, and this is the acceleration, which is meter per second squared. And because this is a vector, so for example, if a ball on its surface is have a force F acted on it, then of course you will have the components too, right? So this is maybe Fx, and this is Fy, and let's call this theta, right? So we have Fx equal F cosine theta, as we already know, and also equals, because it is also a vector, so m and ax. Also the same with fy. Yeah. These are like the components of a force in the form of Newton's second law. Another thing I want to point out is from this we can conclude the exact same thing with Newton's first law. So the first law is the total force equals 0, right? So that makes the acceleration a equals 0 too. And from this is either not moving, then it continues to stay still, or it is moving with a constant velocity, right? And it also continues with that velocity too. And a final notice is that the Newton's second law only applies for external force. So what is external force? And what is internal force? So basically, if you have a single body, then that would be quite simple, but some bodies may contain like two or more smaller bodies. So I can take example, maybe two balls connected together by a string. Then the internal force, the force inside this whole body, you can see this as a whole body, right? 1, 2. So it can be, first is well, maybe it's not really important, but I can technically say that because they have gravitational force pulling each other, right? that's an internal force. Or maybe this is a string, right? So there's the some force on the string too. That's internal too. But what if talk about external? And if I like maybe punch this and it creates a force, this punch is from an outer body. It is not the first ball or the second ball or the string. It is outside, so we call that external. So um, external force. So external force have another name, which is um, net force. And only the net force, F net, can be true for the Newton's second law because the internal force cannot create acceleration for the whole body. It kind of makes sense because if it can, then the body would act on its own. Then yeah, that wouldn't be quite logical, right? MA. So you really shouldn't notice this when solving problems. And yeah, that's all about Newton's second law.